Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Spring Fever. As always, it is me, XFL Jim.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the XFL.
Joined, of course, by the man, the myth, the legend, Eric, a.k.a. Uncle Rico, a.k.a. Etoff21 Sports.
Whoa.
What's up, buddy? How you doing?
I'm doing, man. How are you doing, man? What's new, dude?
I'm doing good. We were shocked this week. The world was turned upside down as the Canadian Football League announced changes coming in 2026 and 2027. I guarantee you, Eric doesn't know anything about it. Do you?
No, I saw, dude. I saw, dude.
Did you see what the changes were?
I know a couple of them, yeah.
Okay, we'll go through, give our thoughts on each and every change by change. We'll do a quick recap of Week 16 of the CFL. Overall, I think it was a pretty decent week. A couple blowouts, some very fun fact stuff. I believe the Winnipeg Blue Bombers won a game, completing, I believe it was 3 or 8 passes.
Wow.
Yeah, very impressive stuff there. And then, of course, we're going to give you our picks for Week 17 of CFL action and give you our projected playoff teams. Eric, anything else you want to talk about before we get into it? No comment, by the way, on the excellent LA Wildcats jersey I'm donning right now.
That's a tight fit, dude. That's a tight fit, Jimmy.
Shout out the LA Wildcats. Shout out Winston Moss. One of my favorite coaches, even though he was only here for 5 weeks, he lives on in our hearts. I do want to start off. I know this isn't like a UFL specific show, but I do want to start off. I like the fact, so I see, obviously, since he bought into the league, I started following Mike Rapoli on Twitter and like other things. I like that when he's doing content like for his horse racing stuff, he's still wearing a UFL shirt and like repping the league.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
In one deal, he's done more representing of the UFL than The Rock's done in 3 years.
Which says a lot. It says and everything.
So, anyway, the reason we're all here, the CFL changes. Eric, are you ready for me to go in one by one? I want you to know, let me know first if you've heard about this one, if you know about this one, and then also give me your thoughts. So we're going to start with the 2026. I have them right here. The immediate change, I feel like a lot of people, I've seen people very adamantly for or against, is the change to the Rouge. Have you seen this?
I thought there was no change to that. Is there?
So the change for the Rouge is right now, as it stands right now, if you kick a field goal and you miss, but you go through the back of the end zone, or if it lands in the end zone and isn't returned out, it's a point for the kicking team.
For the team that kicks the field goal.
For the team that kicks the field goal. So the Rouge is like any ball that goes like through the back of the end zone or lands in the end zone, they don't return it either on a kickoff, a punt, or a field goal. The kicking team gets a point if they get it into the end zone, it's not returned, or through the back of the end zone. Mm-hmm. So the change is that the Rouge no longer includes missed field goals.
Okay.
So it will no longer include kickoffs or punts that go through the back of the end zone as well if it's not touched by a returner. So anything through the back of the end zone is no longer a Rouge. It has to be in the end zone, touched by a returner.
Okay. Or
just settle in the end zone whatsoever. I'm a little torn on it. I do think if kickoffs and punts go through the back of the end zone, I still think that should be a Rouge. I was okay with the rule as it was. What are your thoughts on it?
First of all, we have a comment. Undead Wiener. Hey, XFL. We went to high school together. You are always kind. Just wanted to say hi.
He's a goat. I love that, man. Shout out Dakota.
And I'm sorry, what was your question, dude?
What are your thoughts on like the change for the Rouge, and what did you think of the Rouge previously?
I like the Rouge. I'm against the change. I thought the added variance was something kind of cool.
So I'm a little torn because I have had bets where you're betting a team money line, it's tied. You're like, oh, we're going to go to overtime. And then the opposing team kicks a field goal, misses the field goal, but it goes through the back of the end zone, but so they still get a point. Mm-hmm. It's brutal, but I do see the arguments for fans of it where it's just like, oh, if you don't like the Rouge as a defense, you shouldn't let them get in within field goal.
Jimmy froze. I have no idea.
That would be their argument. Okay. What do you think?
I'll be honest. You froze on my end, so I have no idea what you said.
You back? Are we back?
A little bit. Your screen's a little mushy.
Are we good?
We're good now.
Okay, so, we're good now. What were you saying about the Rouge?
I said I didn't hear one word you said when you asked me the question.
Okay, so I've seen people – I like the fact that it's a reward for the offense getting into field goal range. If you don't like the Rouge, you could stop it defensively by not letting them in field goal range. I understand that you don't want to theoretically, though, reward, like, missed kicks.
Yeah, because you're doing negativity. I get that. I get that argument too.
So, like, I was kind of like, I didn't love the change, but I don't hate the change to the Rouge. It's still the fact that you can still have it, and it's still like a field possession battle. It's like, do we give up a point to get the ball on like the 25 or the 30, or do we try and return it out on a punt and risk having to have it down at the 5-yard line?
Game theory.
There's a lot of strategy.
There's a lot of strategy I have to think about with the Rouge, dude. I like it. I mean, like, I'm for it. I wish they would keep it full.
I wish they would keep it in full. I'm pro Rouge, but I understand this one a little bit. Did you know about the benches in the CFL?
No, what are the benches?
So the change is that they're going to move benches to opposite sides. Apparently, the benches were on the same sideline.
They were?
Both teams' benches were just on the same sideline.
That is insanely weird, and I did not know that.
That's crazy. So that just makes 100% sense to me.
I totally concur with that.
It might have been like some stadiums it wasn't, some stadiums it was, because there's some they don't all conform to the same thing. But that's crazy that they were having like the same benches on the same sideline.
That is fucking absurd.
That's crazy to me. That just makes sense. Play clock. So instead of going from a I believe it was a 20-second play clock that didn't start until the ref signaled. Now it is a 35-second play clock that automatically starts as soon as the previous play is whistled dead.
All right, that will probably speed up the game a little bit, which is good. I think anytime you can have a little bit of a faster game, I think it's good.
I think so too. I do wonder I assume they'll need to adjust it within like the 3-minute rule. Because one thing I will say, like with the way the time kicks off the clock, the cool thing about the CFL is like the comeback mechanic and the fact that the last 3 minutes always seems to come down to something crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how they kind of tweak with that and make it adjusting. But I agree, they got to make things quicker because like in a lot of parts of the game, you're just waiting.
Yeah.
I like that.
Making sports quicker. I'm all about
that. I'm right there with you. I'm okay with the clock for the most part. Probably will need some tweaking. That we're going to see that in 2026. We'll probably see some stuff in the preseason. There'll probably be tweaks to that. Next change, end zones. They're making the end zone shorter.
Yep. And
they are moving the goalpost to the back of the end zone. So they're moving the end zone itself. They're shortening it from 20 yards to 15 yards. And then they're putting the goalpost back in the back of the end zone, just like we have in old US of A.
I think that's good because I always have a panic attack. Someone's going to run into the goalpost, dude.
It is padded.
I always have that. I think it's going to allow more creativity for these offenses. I like that. That's one thing I like, dude. Makes field goals
This
a
is
little
one of the
tougher.
things I didn't like. I like the end zone placement in the CFL because I love how gigantic the end zones are, but because it allows like on the goal line, you could have like a legitimate pass play, and you have all that space to work with.
Uh-huh.
Like the entire playbook's open on the goal line still.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it. The only thing I don't like about moving the end zones back, and I understand someone I believe on Twitter came out and said it's not really there's not that many plays. The missed field goal like returns, I'm gonna miss. I feel like that's just completely going away.
Undead Wiener, does it make sense to have something a player can run into in the middle of play?
I always liked it. I just liked how goofy it was. I liked that it was different. I can understand wanting to move him back. I get it. I don't love the shortening of the end zones though. I like how massive they were.
Okay.
And then last but not least, they're shortening the field, Eric, down from 110 yards to 100 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Keeping it the same width, though, still 65 yards wide.
Okay, I like that.
Shortening the field, this one didn't really matter to me as much. I don't know why you need to, though.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's the purpose of shortening the field?
That I don't know.
Yeah. So a bunch of the people who are like anti-change in the CFL, their worry is that it's quote unquote becoming more Americanized, and this is a soft launch into sort of just bringing the NFL into Canada and trying to like push out the CFL.
What? Like, that makes no sense to me. Like, how are they going to bring the NFL? Like, honestly.
So they're shortening the field, so now all of a sudden now it's a standardized field that the NFL can actually play on. It's still a little bit wide, but you can still play on it.
So
moving the goalpost back, make it
a couple years ago, the Packers and some team tried to play a game at a CFL stadium. It was like fucking nightmare. So you think they're doing this so that way they can have a Canadian game, can do a preseason game up there.
Yeah,
to me, what it told to me when I first heard the news is maybe we are going to see something where the NFL gets the CFL and the UFL under one big umbrella.
That's another thing people were talking about. Like, again, the merger talks were like whispering.
Uh-huh.
I don't know why the NFL would even want to get involved with other leagues. Because I feel like everything else already works as a farm system for the NFL just as it stands.
Uh-huh.
Why does the NFL need to get involved when it's already kind of everything's working to its benefit as it is?
That's a good point. CFL is different. Only watched American ball. Just kind of assumed it was elite. Not trying to crash talk Steam, but I don't know anything about the CFL other than a few coming to participate.
Oh, so I feel like the core elements didn't change. So, like, for me, when I think CFL, the Rouge is like a big part of it, and I do feel like changing that is kind of to its detriment. But I think things like they have 12 men on the field per side instead of 11 is one of the big things. And then the waggle, the pre-snap motion in the CFL, to me, is such a more impactful thing than anything else. The fact that the players get like a running start, the receivers get to run before the snap is such a that is what's wildly different to me.
Mm-hmm.
I like that hasn't changed.
Yeah.
And it's not like they're getting rid of the Canadian ratio either. Like each team has to have a certain amount of Canadians on their team at specific positions as well, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
My overall thoughts, I don't know why you need to change the field size. I don't know why that is a big deal unless you're trying to like American. I don't get the field change. I don't get the field size change at all. I don't personally like the goalpost moving, but I understand it. I get it. And then the Rouge, I wouldn't have changed, but I also like I kind of get it. And then the benches and clock, I'm all for.
Yeah, the benches and clock for sure. I don't know. Like I just maybe they are trying to make it more like the NFL. Like I'll be honest, I don't know. Like how do the rankings, the television rankings, look in the Canadian?
Well, the CFL is interesting compared to a lot of other sports leagues. I believe they're primarily, more than anything else, they're primarily like an in-person ticket base. Like they make most of their money from like actual fans at the games.
Okay. All right.
But there are only two profitable teams in the CFL. Every team besides the Winnipeg Blue Bombers and Saskatchewan Roughriders the last few years have lost money.
Oh.
So, I don't know. League needs to do something. A lot of people online are saying it's not this, but a lot of people online are saying it is this. Who knows? None of these effects will will go into effect until 2026, and then also, I believe the field stuff and the goalposts that won't be till 2027. Mm-hmm. So they have time to say no. Just kidding, haha. I will also say, no matter what, this is the most I've heard anyone talking about the CFL, and from like listening to people in Canada and going on like the CFL subreddit and CFL Twitter, this is the most people have been talking about like the CFL in Canada in a while.
Yeah.
Like people are legitimately talking about it. And it's usually like it's hockey, it's NFL, and then like somewhere it's NBA, and then it's CFL. So they're getting butts. I'll tell you who wasn't a fan of these changes, Eric? Nathan Rourke.
Nathan Rourke wasn't a fan?
He came out, he was asked about it, and he said he was disgusted.
Disgusted.
Yeah, he hates these changes. Okay. Absolutely hates them. Now, you ready to talk about a little Week 16, look back in the past a little bit? Let's do a little quick recap for the people.
Let's look, my friend.
Okay, we had games Friday, we had games Saturday. That's basically what the CFL is doing right now, just double headers Friday and then a doubleheader Saturday. Last Friday, we had Montreal versus Toronto. The Alouettes won at 21-19. I watched all of this one. It was gross. It was sloppy. It was kind of fun at the end. But, man, it was rough. Both these teams look not good.
I'll be honest, Jim. I didn't watch one play of this game. So
I don't know what Toronto's doing. I feel like they got to bring Chad Kelly. They got to get him in there.
Why aren't they bringing him in there?
They said he still wasn't 100%.
Okay.
And then Toronto, and then Montreal. I don't know. They're not what they should be.
They're just disappointed.
And then we had BC Calgary, a shootout that turned into a blowout. BC won 52-23. This game, I don't know, man. When BC's clicking, especially on offense, they're the best team in the league.
They're clicking.
Like they're
but it's it's just so hit and miss with them though.
Yeah, you gotta like if they're hitting, it's hitting real good. If it ain't, it can be real bad. And then Calgary, Vern Adams did not look great, and then he got banged up. We saw PJ Walker come in. Tried, but failed, obviously. Didn't work out. Calgary, I don't know. Calgary started off hot. They're in a little bit of a rut right now. Then Saturday, Winnipeg, Ottawa. The Blue Bombers won 26-18. Ottawa solidly last place in this league.
Ottawa, I'm just so fed up with them. Like, they just can't get shit right. year after year after year, just can't get shit right. And it's just so depressing.
So Chris Strembler was the quarterback for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers here. I believe he completed 3 passes.
Elite right there. 3 passes.
Winnipeg is just all run game.
How are you not fired?
Well, he won the game.
No, as a coach of Ottawa.
Oh, I don't know, man. They're so bad. They're so bad. And then Edmonton 27, Hamilton 29. The Edmonton Elks continually, just find ways to lose games.
It's embarrassing.
Whether it's clock mismanagement by the coaches, it's drop passes by receivers. They find new ways every week to lose games.
Same shit, different day. Just fucking embarrassing how they can't piece shit together and figure it out.
They could be such a good team.
They should be such a good team, but they just aren't. There's just horse shit after horse shit. Like you said, inventing new ways to fucking win a game. To lose a game, they should not lose.
You ready to pick some games for Week 17, Eric?
I'm ready to pick some games, man.
Let's do it. Okay, Friday, baby, 6 p.m., 9:26. Calgary heading over to Montreal to face off the Alouettes. The Alouettes are 4.5-point home favorites. Total is 50.5 plus 170 on the money line for the Stamps.
Jeez.
I think what this line shows us is probably no Vernon Adams this week. He's just done. He's not. I think he's playing. If Alouettes are 4.5-point favorites here, I think Vernon Adams is not playing for Calgary.
Yeah. I mean, but I'd still lean Calgary, dude.
4.5 points. Montreal looked rough. Calgary is falling apart, though.
Do it, Jim. You know you want to.
I got to take my boy. It's PJ Walker, dude. I'm wearing an XFL 2020 jersey.
PJ
We're going to
Walker,
roll.
dude.
We're going to roll with Calgary.
You can't turn your back on your boys.
PJ the GOAT. Also Friday, 9 p.m., Toronto, BC, baby. The BC Lions are 8.5-point home favorites. Total is 57.5 plus 360 on the money line for the Argos. The Argos are bad.
Yeah. Is it been announced what they're doing at quarterback yet?
I don't know as of yet.
Yeah. I mean,
are you expecting a letdown from BC after the domination they just showed?
Maybe, but I'll be honest. I want to see who's playing quarterback, man.
I don't care. I mean, even if it's Kelly, this is his first start coming in against probably a decently legit defense in BC. I might take the minus 8.5 here.
No, I want it. I would take the points if it's whatchamacallit.
Minus 8.5 here. I'll take the over 57.5 no matter what. I think no matter what, BC can put up points here. Saturday, 2 p.m., Hamilton at Winnipeg, baby. The Blue Bombers are 1.5-point home favorites. Total is 51.5 plus 105 on the money line for the Ticats. We fuck around and take the Ticats here. They barely scrape by Edmonton.
Nah, I'll take Winnipeg.
Winnipeg minus the 1.5. I'll roll with the Ticats here plus 105. I'll roll with them. Winnipeg's got it they're not. I don't know. I don't trust them. I just don't. Something about them. Not going to trust them. And then we have the Saskatchewan Roughriders versus the Edmonton Elks. Roughriders are 4.5-point road favorites in Edmonton. Total 54.5 plus 170 on the money line for the Elks.
I mean, don't you feel this line should be bigger?
Edmonton, they look good and they have fire and they keep it close. I feel like 4.5. And Saskatchewan has come off a couple games where they look a little shaky. 4.5 seems about right. I mean, especially on the road.
Yeah, I don't know. I
do a little cheeky parlay of Calgary Edmonton money line parlay plus 170.
Do it for the people, Jim. Do it for the people.
Might do it for the people.
Do it for the people.
I might do it for the people. So I'll go with Calgary. I'll go BC. I'll go Hamilton, and I will go Edmonton.
I will go Edmonton first half, Hamilton and Winnipeg under. I will go Toronto first half, and I'll go Montreal.
I like it. Any other parting thoughts before we get out of here, Eric?
Dude, season's still going. I think we got 12 more weeks left of the CFL, it feels like. So let's just keep grinding out, my man.
We're chugging along, baby. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Thank you for listening. We appreciate it. We love you, and we'll see you next time for another episode of Spring Fever. Kisses. Mwah, mwah.